Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you're new here, I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button down below. Also, make sure you click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate on the discussion, you can join me most weekdays where I go live on YouTube, usually around 4 p.m. Central Time. Today it is like 9 p.m. Central Time. So thanks everybody for checking out this late stream here. If you'd like to reach out to me outside of the live stream, you can consider joining the Discord I've created. There's a link for that down in the description below. Also down in the description below is a link to a Pinterest board. That is a great place for you guys to check out and see some of the different meals and recipes that I've been enjoying since I've started eating this way. Today is day 977 of my challenge to lose 300 pounds. And so far, through a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet, I've been able to lose 260 pounds so far. If anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I love hearing those as well. Today is weigh-in Wednesday. It was a crazy day today, but it is Wednesday. The holiday here threw off the whole week. Yeah, if you have any on-scale victories, I love hearing those. If you are struggling with your diet, let us know what you're doing. Maybe we can help you out with what you're struggling with. If you're succeeding with your diet, please share with everybody what you're doing and how you're succeeding. We'd love to hear it. And so yeah, usually this is where I switch over to the main screen, but I am at home. I hope everything is coming through on the stream okay. I have like a whole workstation surrounding me here with my phone streaming and my live chat up here on one of my kids' tablets, and then the camera here itself. But we do have a few people checking in. Stephanie says you'll have to check out this on the replay. That's awesome, Stephanie. Thanks for checking this out. Plants Only Muncher says hello. Reaction Review Video Queen says, wow, hi, my friend. I have to download Discord. Yeah, that would be great. It's a great opportunity, a great place for people to share what they have going on, or you know, anything that you'd love to share on Discord. Queen also says here, you're starting tomorrow, so that is my victory. Wish me luck, guys. Absolutely. Reaction Review Video Queen, I wish you all kinds of luck. Make sure that you are that's what I forgot from the intro. What are you doing that's going to make staying on your diet easier than the alternative? And that starts on day one. You got to get the junk food out of the house. If you're living with other people, then you have to have some of that junk food in the house. Try to separate your food as best you can. Make sure you have an abundance of food that you can eat. There's something that we've talked about in the past, having pocket potatoes. Just having potatoes steamed and ready to go at any time, that really helps with the initial trying to figure out how much volume you need to eat, because you are going to want to eat a large volume of food if it's low in calorie. A mistake that can be made is thinking like you had on all the other diets that you've been on before, where you have to eat less food. If I just ate less and moved more, I'd lose weight. Well, on this diet, you have to eat more, or in some ways eat as much as you were eating, because that's what you were doing. Your body was always just eating the amount of food that it naturally wanted to eat. But your stomach doesn't have a calorie counter in it. It only can tell what kind of volume of food that you're eating. And so that is, so the food that you've been eating has just been too high a calorie food. And so if your body needs to eat 3 pounds of food, eat 3 pounds of food. Just don't let it be 3 pounds of junk food that's 1,500 to 2,000 calories per pound. Let it be healthy, fresh fruits and vegetables that are between 100 and 600 calories per pound. So anyways, I wish you much success, Queen, and let us know how you're doing. Carrie here checking in from the other room. Annette says, hi, John. Hi, Carrie. Hello, hello. And Queen here says that she's going to be 330 pounds, no more. That is great. And just be patient. The weight will come off. You may not see the same initial whooshes you've seen on other diets, but a lot of those other diets, that initial whoosh of weight loss that you've had is from just not having food in your stomach. You know, there's an amount of weight that we have that is just the volume of food in your stomach. Carrie's here is asking if you're going whole food plant-based. Yeah, is that what you're planning on doing for your diet? I guess that's what I assumed. That's the diet I talk about and kind of push here. So this room is much hotter than I expected it to be. Let me see. I might try to open up a couple windows here. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Hi. Oh my. I just made a mess. All right. So, today is Wednesday, July 5th. I got my dog wandering through the screen here. It's July 5th. It was weigh-in Wednesday, so that means I hopped on the scale this morning and checked my weight. Should have brought a towel in here. Hopped on the scale and checked my weight this morning. And if you saw my weigh-in video, I weighed in at 260 pounds on the button. So it had been a couple weeks since I weighed in, and the last time I weighed in I was 259.2, so it was a slight weight gain of like 0.8 of a pound, but I'm still at the 260, which is awesome. And yeah, it's great that, you know, even through, I've had a lot of stress the last few weeks, and I talked about it a little bit in the video. But yeah, just having that stress over the last couple weeks. We traveled for a weekend, and then this past weekend, I was dealing with our water heater, which I'll talk about that in a little bit, I suppose, or for a little bit if you guys want to hear about my water heater drama. And then had the 4th of July yesterday. So that was really a lot busier than I expected it to be. I didn't get much of a chance to relax on the 4th of July yesterday. Reaction videos here says that you stocked up at Trader Joe's today and you got potatoes, beans, rice. You have green veggies and salad already in the fridge. That's awesome. Don't be afraid to eat them. It's better to eat the food than to let it go bad, especially with the amount of money that some of this food costs. But, you know, the staples like the potatoes, rice, and beans aren't too bad. Carrie had asked if Queen had ever eaten this way in the past, and she said she never has. She is scared and for many years programmed to think carbs were the devil. No, it's the processed foods that are the devil, and that is what you have to eliminate. That's going to be the core of it, is trying to remove other people processing your food as much as possible. There's things that you're gonna have to buy, you know, for convenience, and that it wouldn't be worth it to maybe deal with your own beans and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because it's very minimally, just it's canned, you know, like that's not big processed. But it's when it gets turned into a flour, when it has the fiber removed, when it's used, you know, cooked in oil, things like that, that we have to watch out for the processed foods. And don't be afraid to eat carbs. I got a bowl of food here I haven't gotten to eat yet today, and so this is Carrie told me it's something with chickpeas and brown rice, but I got that to eat after the video here. Carrie here says she definitely understands. Yeah. And Queen says that they're looking forward to all the discomfort, then feeling good. Yeah, you know, it takes time for your body to adapt. There's a book that I highly recommend that anybody reads, and it's called The Pleasure Trap. It's on Audible. I have listened to the book multiple times. It was the first book I listened to when I started to look into eating this way, and I have listened to it like 3 times, maybe 4 times already, and I'm actually re-listening to it right now. And they just talked about the neuroadaptation, about just understanding that it's going to take time for your taste buds to adapt. It's going to take a few weeks. You're not going to just love the food right away. I did not love the food right away, and I water fasted, and so coming into this diet I thought, you know, anything is gonna taste amazing, because I hadn't eaten for so long. And it did taste good, but it wasn't the greatest thing ever. It really wasn't until 2 weeks in, maybe 3 weeks in, that we had our mega veggie chili, and I was just amazed at how much better it tasted. And it's a couple reasons why it tasted better. One, it's the neuroadaptation. Just like it takes time for your eyes to adjust to different light, it takes your taste buds and your body to adjust to different food. It just takes longer for it to happen. It takes weeks for it to happen. The other thing that happens is you're going to get better at finding recipes that you enjoy, or taking recipes that other people have created and making them for yourself. Our mega veggie chili is a recipe that Carrie had found one day on the internet while she was searching for a recipe, and tried it out early in our diet. After we had it the first time, I'm sure we said to ourselves, well, I wish it had more jalapeno or less chili powder, probably vice versa. But we would have talked about how we felt like we could have made it better or changed it. And so then we did that. We made those tweaks to that recipe to make it more to our taste likings. And that makes you enjoy the food more, because you've adapted it to your preferences as well. And so Queen says you're doing so well. Shoot, 260. Yeah, 260 pounds. It's amazing, and it's really crazy. I'm sitting on this couch. This is the 3rd time I've done a live stream from home. I probably could sit back like this. I just feel so weird showing my whole body. And then this couch is huge. I used to fill up this couch. I was massive. But I also worry that if I sit too far away that the audio is not going to pick me up. So Carrie said the dinner that we're having tonight is chickpea curry. It is on the Pinterest board. And then she added cauliflower and spinach. Just like I said, we take recipes other people have created, and then we add it to, add things to it that we may just have. I thought, it'd be nice to bulk it up with cauliflower. Or a lot of times Carrie is a big fan of just taking a couple handfuls of spinach and throwing it into any cooked meal that we have, so that we just have a little bit more green leafy vegetables in our diet. Just kind of an assurance plan for that. So yes, weigh-in today was awesome. I'm so happy that I hopped on the scale, and Carrie caught it. I don't know if anybody else caught it, but I did weigh less than that the first time I weighed in, but the audio sucked on the weigh-in. So I did gain a little bit, but I'm not real concerned about the gain, because I assumed that everything was good with the video, and I was excited with the weigh-in, so I just posted the video and walked away from it, and then I got a text message saying that the audio sucked on it. I didn't even listen to it. I just pulled it down because and then I reweighed, and I weighed more when I reweighed, and so, but it's not a big deal to me. I'm happy to still be under 260 pounds. This diet is so sustainable. It's amazing. That's the number one thing that I have to say that I just love about this diet, is that I'm not hungry. I don't go to bed hungry. I don't wake up hungry. And I keep having new things too, you know, like it's such a variety of meals that we eat. I don't have my camera up. I don't know if I can mess with my camera. I'm afraid to mess with my phone because it might screw up the live stream. But I'm trying to think of what we had for food since I was live. I know we had red lentil chili, and we had maybe pineapple rice, or maybe I had that on stream, or I showed you guys that on Monday on stream. I'm not sure, but we have different meals all the time. I'm not eating the same meal every night. That was by far my most successful diet, was a diet where I was eating the same breakfast. I wasn't eating any breakfast. I wasn't really eating any lunch, and then my dog might need to be let out. Okay, let's hope it's back. It's just, this is way behind. Oh, it's like, there we go. Now I got it back. Yes, it's such a variety of food that I get to eat with this diet. We do have some meals regularly, like the Mega Veggie Chili, the polenta with white beans and mushrooms, the red lentil chili. We have that occasionally, but it's new, you know. And then those are like 3 or 4 staple recipes that we have, and then we get to experiment with all kinds of things, because as long as it's whole foods, you know, fruits and vegetables and things like that, it's okay to eat. And so we're not limited by a super restrictive diet. I know it sounds restrictive, but it's not near as restrictive as it sounds. Queen here says that you're intrigued by our savory oatmeal. You've never heard of it other than with sugar. Yeah, that was another book I read. It was Chef AJ's book, The Secret to Ultimate Weight Loss. She talks a lot about having vegetables for breakfast instead of having sweet things in the morning. It was actually created by the fact that she was giving meal plans to her clients that said, hey, you need to eat 7 servings of vegetables a day, 5 servings of fruit, or whatever. She was giving them these meal plans that they were having a hard time eating all the vegetables that she was recommending in lunch and dinner. So some people started eating them at breakfast time so they could make sure they got enough vegetables in. And they found that they liked that more than having that sweet breakfast that we're used to having. And so that's when we switched from eating our sweet oatmeal that had bananas and apples and peanut butter in it to a more savory oatmeal with the mushrooms, the onions, and the spinach. And it's really good. I think Carrie has posted it places. I'm not sure exactly if she had where she has the whole recipe posted, but it's really a great recipe, and I do have that every day, or pretty much every day. We did have our sweet oatmeal this past weekend, but most every day we have that. All right, the dog's back. I'll be right back. It's raining and wet outside, and so I can't just leave her out, or else I normally would just leave her out, but it's all wet. Carrie here says she has the recipe here. She says it's so tasty. We do 1 cup mixture of steel cut oats and oat groats, 1 cup of soy milk, 2 cups of water, a bunch of onions, mushrooms, spinach, and seasoning in the Instapot for 11 minutes. And we are splitting that. We are both eating a good sized bowl of that. So if you were making that for yourself, that would probably be 2 days, or for some people it could be 3 days probably portions. And Carrie says that currently we're living off of Table Tasty. That is the seasoning that we use, but any salt-free seasoning would work on it as well. We've put nutritional yeast in it because that's a big part of what Table Tasty is, and so yeah, that's been kind of our go-to for breakfast. Let's see. Queen says Benson's. Oh my God. Yeah. Do they have a no salt seasoning? I'm not sure. But I think they might. We used to use a seasoning that we would get from Costco that was, I can't even think of the name of the seasoning now, but there was a seasoning that we used to get from Costco. Gosh. Yes. And so, it's Benson. Oh, Benson's Table Tasty. That is okay. Yes, I'm slow sometimes. It is like 9:25 at night. So, yes. And then what we used to get from Costco was the Kirkland salt-free seasoning, and so that was what we used to have there. The topic that I wanted to talk about tonight was dieting and dealing with life at the same time. I know I've been going on about stress a lot and different things the last couple of weeks, just because I suppose that's part of my way of dealing with stress, is talking about the stress, because I'm not eating the stress, or if I am eating the stress away, I'm just eating foods that are whole natural foods to eat that stress away, I guess. But it got me thinking about my history with dieting and with weight loss. And I look back at all of my successful diets in the past were diets where I pushed life to the side because I felt like I needed to focus on my diet. And so I changed all of my routines. I changed what I ate for breakfast, when I ate breakfast, and my workout routine. A lot of times I would decide, I got to go to the gym and hit the gym a few times a week, or try to do cardio, something like that every day. But I would just say, I don't care what is going on with life, I'm going to clear a path for my diet. And it works for a certain amount of time. And depending on how much success you're seeing right away and what your goals are, it kind of determines how long you really push through and you allow the diet room in your life. But over time, life, starts to try to make its way in, to try to have to deal with things you didn't want to deal with. And it happened to me on this diet. When I started this channel, I was gung-ho. I did a crazy water fast and lost an amazing amount of weight. And then I switched to this way of eating. And I pushed everything in life away. I told my family, I told my friends, I'm going on a diet. And I did the same things that I did in the past, that I let my diet be my number one priority. Hey, can you go do this? No, I have to go to the gym. Or things that I used to say in the past. And when I started this diet, I did that with the fast. Hey, you want to eat this? No, I'm not eating right now. And you can do it for so long, and then you start seeing the success of the diet too. So the catastrophic event that you're worried about, the death or the disability that you're worrying about, becomes less of a fear because you've lost 20 pounds or you've lost 30 pounds. You went from not being able to get off the couch to being able to walk a 5K. You don't have that imminent death at your door like you did when you started your diet. And so you start to relax on those barriers that you put up, and sometimes there are things that you can't control. And for me, that was me tearing my distal bicep tendon. I was doing a silly thing, moving some stuff that I probably wouldn't have been able to move or try to move. And then I hurt myself. And I went from being able to kind of take care of myself to now having one less arm and trying to deal with everything. And things built up, and I was put in a position where we were traveling, and I decided that, let's just, we're going to go out to eat and celebrate. And it was no different than any other diet that I'd been done in the past, where life eventually caught up or stress happened. And it was between, in my mind, going to fast food or going another 6 hours without food, and thinking that it was just better to eat the fast food. And those events would just demolish my diet. It would go from being a meal to being a day to being a week to I guess I'll get back to it when I can, and then other things start to fall apart with the program that you're doing, and eventually you're back to the way you were, with just another failed diet behind you. But with this diet, I didn't fast after I ate something bad. I just went back to the diet. And the reasoning for my giving into the temptations wasn't built upon hunger. It was built upon the situation that I was in. And I was able to, and we didn't bring the food into our house. So we had that meal when we were 3 hours away from our house, and then we came home to a big bowls of food like this again. And I was able to get back on the diet and stay on the diet and not be craving that food again. It was like, well, I'm not craving food because I'm not hungry, and you crave food the most when you're hungry. I do have a couple people that want to pop in here and say hi. I don't know what they're even going to say,
I don't know.
but I got my couple vegan kids here. If anybody has some questions for them that's on the live chat, you guys just sit on either side of me.
All right.
So you're going to have to lean in probably because I don't know how well the audio is going to pick up our voices here, but this is Danny, and this is Allison, and these are my kids that I suppose the biggest thing that they could answer is, have you guys noticed that I lost any weight?
No. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Do I
lot.
seem like any different since I've lost the weight?
Less
You
heavy.
seem different, but I don't always notice that you've lost the weight.
Oh yeah, you don't notice that I've lost the weight?
Because I see you every day.
Yeah, so it's just slow here, right? So there's a couple comments here that I didn't mention from my talk a second ago. I'll probably go back to those, but let's see. Colleen here says, awesome to meet you. You guys want to say hi to Colleen?
Hi,
Hi, Colin.
Hi everybody as well. Yes. So yes, I've lost weight. Did you ever notice that you could hear me breathing more before? Like I had heavy breathing before?
You don't
Yes.
need that air machine thing anymore, do you?
No, I don't wear a CPAP at night anymore. Yeah. What'd you say? You didn't notice my weight loss because it's so gradual
Yeah.
to you? Well, I lost a lot of weight very quickly early, but then yes. Now it's just, I just look like I've always looked.
No.
Well, I don't have a beard now, right?
That's true.
Right. So, let's see. We got an anonymous question here from a Carrie F. What's your favorite vegan meal? I
Taco
guess
potatoes.
Danny says taco potatoes. What's the taco potatoes? Huh? Yes. And then Allison, your favorite meal?
I would say mega veggie chili, but today I had a meal that I've never tried before, and it's my new favorite.
Yeah. It's this one here, right?
Yeah, it's
The chickpea. Should we get Danny to try it live on stream? He wouldn't
Yes,
even try
yes.
it today, huh? How great would
It
that be?
wasn't offered.
Huh? You want to try it now? Here you go.
Is it cold?
No, it's warm. I just put it in the microwave. You want to
Okay.
try it on stream? Now, if you puke
What is
on
it? Was
stream,
it chickpea tikka masala or something?
it's something
No.
like that.
It's-
It's similar to that, but it's
Give
chickpeas.
me a little bite, not a big
Oh, a
bite.
little bite.
Yeah,
Well, we
a
got to
little
get a bunch of flavors on there.
Oh,
All right,
no.
there you go. So
Oh,
Danny's gonna
no.
try this on stream. Danny's
He's
our
analyzing it.
picky eater here.
It's gonna be
He's gonna. Mom says, "Do it,
yellow.
do it."
No.
Huh?
It's gonna be very yellowy.
Yeah. There you go. Did you eat it? There you go. See, a new favorite meal for Danny. We can
Mustardy, kinda.
mustardy. I didn't try it.
Kinda.
Yeah.
It's not mustardy.
Not really, but like, I don't know. Has a good flavor. I like it.
Mm.
It's pretty good. I don't know the flavor.
It's curry. Yes, it's curry. Yes, that's the flavor you're tasting.
It was yellow and it was kind of like spicy, so I just got mustard.
Carrie says not mustard, but the turmeric gives it that neon yellow. There's a stupid heart.
Stupid heart.
Well, no, there's a heart that covers up the chat, so I can't ever see the last word that somebody writes. And so, Mom says you're gonna get neon yellow pea now.
What?
That's what happens when you eat the turmeric. It's a fun fact, she says for you.
No,
So-
I don't want neon yellow pea.
Yeah.
Doesn't
So-
that mean I need to drink more water?
Well,
Yes.
it usually does, except for after you have turmeric,
And I'm
apparently.
gonna have red, blue, and yellow pea.
But,
We just
We just had snow cones.
oh, you just had snow
Snow
cones. Oh, okay. I don't think that's how it works.
Allie was being blue and red.
Yeah. All right, just bring up the potty talk, and the kids love it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Mom says they just had snow cones. Yes, that's what I thought. I heard the machine going in the background there.
It's
We
kind
thought
of
you couldn't hear it.
What's that?
We thought you couldn't hear
Oh,
it.
I could hear it. I don't know if it came across on
Mom said it didn't pick
the
up.
audio or not, but I could hear you guys doing it there.
There's also-
So we got Danny to taste test tonight's dinner. Do you just want to take the rest of this bowl and eat it as a snack before bed?
No, I think I'll have what I had yesterday for dinner. I don't know what it was.
What did we have?
It was something. Oh, no.
No, that was 2 days ago.
I had. So you guys had what is it? That noodle stuff, the small noodles.
The red lentil chili?
Oh,
Or
no, it was the couscous.
Couscous. They had couscous, and I had this what was it? I don't know. It was
Rice.
like lagoon or something.
Tricolored legume rice is what Danny had.
Yeah.
Tricolored legume rice. Yeah, so
That was what it was.
Danny has had more digestive issues than the rest of us through his whole life, and something that we should have probably people should be more aware of it, I guess. But like, he had lactose intolerance, and we
So
just
sorry.
kind of just let him we just avoided milk for years, and then when we switched to this way of eating, he got better and had some better digestive issues. And then more recently, and it's kind of funny that it's around the same time that I just read the book Grain by Grain, where they talk about how the wheat and the flour that we consume has got a lot of GMOs in it, and has been modified to be harvested for just its flour and not for the whole wheat of it, and it can cause digestive issues. So we're trying some different wheats, different breads and things like that, and I think you've seen some improvements from the diet changes that we've made over the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less gluten.
Yeah, and so trying to reduce the gluten or change the things that might have gluten in them, and he seems to be adjusting well to that. But it
One bread that wasn't very good.
Except a lot of breads, if they don't have gluten, they have eggs.
No, we don't
Right.
have gluten with that bread.
right, there was a mistake. Walmart does substitution sometimes, and it's hard to find bread that is natural and doesn't have any animal products in it. And Carrie here says that Danny was continuing to have some gassiness even after being dairy free for so long. So we're giving this a shot, and I think eating more vegetables is going to help you a lot. I know I've
Yeah.
told you that
You
quite a
told me
bit.
that a couple times.
How many times do you think I've told you to eat more vegetables since we've started this diet?
In the 90s?
In the 90s? Oh, it's probably more than that. I've been doing it for 970 days. And
Like once every 2
I would
days.
probably twice every 2 days.
One's a
Maybe
day.
twice every day.
Eat your vegetables.
Yes, it's probably been in the thousands that I've told you to eat more vegetables. And you do a good job trying things. You tried that. And eventually your body will get used to it. It'll adapt to those tastes. And you just got to chain more than one bite. You got to have a couple bites or a couple meals where you're compliant with the diet here. Is there anything you guys wanted to say about I don't know, the eating this way, or about the weight loss or something like that? Carrie here is saying that Allie has started to eat lunches with us every day, trying to figure out how to pack it for lunch at school. yeah, we're just gonna have to send Allison with just Tupperware bowls filled with meals like we had for dinner tonight, and just say, yeah, that's an entire meal right there, and just give her big bowls.
Please do.
Yeah. And
It's pretty good.
yes, Matthew here says, wonderful children, credit to their upbringing, completely 100% is Carrie. I had nothing to do with it. I was 500 pounds for most of their life, and so I was, she was the one dealing with everything. No, I'm just teasing. I did one or two things. I would roll around and play on the floor for about 5 minutes, and then I would be too winded to keep on going. But
I mean, now you play with twins.
And their friends.
Yeah.
Family.
what's that? Yep,
And
and the
like-
neighbor. You bet. They get a little bit more, but I still pick you guys up and throw you around occasionally.
Especially
Yes,
the
you
pool.
do.
In the pool, yes. I got to get the pool cleaned up.
Yeah, Mom was
It's
hoping you would.
green.
Yes.
After the hot water issue.
After the hot water issue,
Did you
yes.
mention that?
I did. I didn't mention it. Well, I did kind of mention it, but thanks for bringing it up. You know,
He was being a handyman.
I was. I'm very, very handy. If you can't be handsome, be handy, right? Something like that. So yes.
I think it's
What's
if-
that?
I think it's if you can't be handy, be handsome.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. No, I think it's the other way around.
It's definitely the other way around.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's is it red green? I think it's one of his things, but that's old. That's like from before I was born, so you guys aren't likely to have any idea. Yes, our hot water heater. It has been giving us fits for I don't know.
Since you probably got it.
Since for years we've been having issues with our hot water heater, and it finally went out this past week, and it was tripping the breaker, and so I kind of knew what the problem likely was. It's an electric water heater, so there's two heating elements in it, and the heating elements needed to be replaced. So I started digging into the project, went and bought the heating elements, and one of the heating elements, the problem that we were running into is that it rusted out. It corroded and water was leaking out of the heating element. And try as I might, I could not get the heating element out of the water heater itself. So I had to scrap plan A and do what I probably should have done in the first place and just replace the whole water heater. So I went to the hardware store probably for the third or fourth time.
Third and fourth?
The third or fourth. 34th. Okay.
Yep.
For the 34th time, I went to the water heater, or to the store and picked up just a replacement water heater. And on the box, it's got a big thing that says, call this number and have an expert install it for you. Should have
You
done
need
that
that?
too, but I decided, you know what, I've done some plumbing work in my life. I can figure out how to plumb it. And I got it plumbed, and we have hot water. So, but it took
And water in general.
it took a few a few days of living with sporadic. Today we have cold water. Now we don't have any water. To finally having the hot water. Lots of trips over to my parents' house that live not too far from us. The kids and us taking showers and things like that. So.
We spent the night there one night.
And they got a night at Grandma's house. There's
That was cool.
that's nothing better than that, is getting to hang out at Grandma and Grandpa's house. So yeah, that was a stressful Yeah, I hope the rain's not too much. It's just kind of dribbling on the roof here. That just kind of, I guess, goes with that dealing with the dieting and living life at the same time, like I talked about, and the how, you know, you can't control that your water heater is going to go out, and you know, it changed how we dealt with food for a couple days, but we took the time to figure out how to make those changes instead of just giving in and going and getting some junk food like we would have in the past. I mean, not having hot water is a great excuse to go get a pizza, or, you know, go out to a restaurant. And so for me, it didn't even cross my mind. I didn't even think about eating. And it was to the point where Carrie was sending me text messages like, hey, you should probably come eat dinner because it's been sitting up here for a while. But it's because I'm full between meals. I'm not sitting here eating half portions of food. I'm eating full meals when I eat. And so if I had to go without food for an extra couple hours, I can go without food for an extra couple hours. In the past, I wouldn't have been able to do that because I would have been starving myself already. And so having already being, you know, malnourished or undernourished, and then adding the stress of not having water. What are we going to do about the food that we normally eat or eating in general? I'm so hungry. I got to eat right now. It's been hours since I ate. I don't have that. I can go hours without eating and I can survive. So, and Carrie says that we still ate our food. Yeah, we stayed compliant with our diet and ate our food and just, we don't really need hot water to make any of our food. You know, you just have to have water. So it was difficult at some times. But, yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else that you guys want to share or say?
Adding on to that, not going out to eat, there's some vegan restaurants, and we didn't even go to any of those because Mom had what she needed to cook the food.
Yeah, we had our food here. I think so. This was what I was gonna say. Mom just mentioned we did dirty just about every dish we had because our dishwashing machine is hooked only to the hot water line, and so without having any water flowing through the hot water line, we didn't have our dishwasher running. Which, with a family of 6 eating this way, the dishes pile up. And that was really the biggest inconvenience, was the not being able to do dishes. But in the past, we would have just been like, all right, let's pull up stakes, let's go to a restaurant, let's go get something to eat, or get a pizza in. And Carrie says here that washing dishes in cold water just does not work well either. Yes, she spent a lot of time dealing with some of our main dishes, like the Instapot liner, whatever the dish that's the pot for the Instapot. Luckily, we have a couple of those, and so we were able to do that. But yeah, we did
like the white bowls.
Yes, our white bowls. Yes, all of our dishes were used, and you know, it would have been a great opportunity for you guys to help with the dishes. You know, so yeah, and learn how to. I used to do dishes. I was a dishwasher when I was in 8th grade, 7th grade. I was a dishwasher. So
you can be a dishwasher in 8th grade or 7th grade?
Whenever I was 14. I think I had to be 14 years old. But
that's like
Do we have to do
8th grade,
good job
9th
now,
grade.
it must have been 8th grade then, because I did a paper route up until then, and then I was a paper route, paper boy, like in 6th grade up until I guess 8th grade when I did the washing dishes. So
Where did you do that at?
it was at a country club is where I did it at.
Oh,
So,
fancy.
yeah, oh yeah, fancy. Tell you, it made me hate lobster.
You can be a dishwasher anytime, Al.
The smell of lobster, man, it was awful. They had like a seafood night one night, and just it's all the whole place smelled like was just this boiled lobster that they had. And now in hindsight, when I think of how kind of cruel it is how they just boil a live lobster, that's pretty awful. I think they do. Maybe they kill them before, but they do it right before. Anyways, oh, Mom says you can be a dishwasher anytime, Allie. And then Matthew here says this is marvelous. Thanks for including the family. Yeah, they really didn't give me much of a choice.
You asked us if we wanted to
I
come on.
I know. I asked.
You
so
asked.
I
So it was
did.
your own fault.
My fault, I suppose. Let's see. We talked about this weekend, the 4th of July. Did you guys? We celebrated 4th of July. We had
3rd of July.
on the 3rd of July, I guess we celebrated the 4th of July. But how do you guys? How does going to parties and reunions and celebrations? Do you find it hard being vegan and everybody eating all this food, and do you think that they even notice that you're not eating that food, or what do you think?
I don't think they really notice. And as to like, is it tempting to want their food? It really is. Like they're all eating food and you don't have much.
Yeah.
I feel like it is tempting.
No.
I feel like they notice that we're eating different food. They just don't want to say anything.
Right, and so that's two different things too. And so the thing with you is that in order for us to make sure that those temptations aren't as bad, we try to make sure you guys have something.
Like the cupcakes.
You know, like we have cupcakes that are our go-to cupcakes. If they're serving food, we'd like to try to get some food there. Or see if they'll be able to provide some sort of vegan option.
Or like those vegan potlucks.
Right, we've been to a couple vegan potlucks where they actually get to eat everything that's at the potluck. Let me see, does my phone? I might need to plug in this thing here. So I don't know if this cord's gonna reach very far though. I don't know. We'll have to look over here. Allie's gonna have to hold this, I guess, or just don't let. Oh, it just pulled out of the wall. You have to fix it.
Okay.
Our chat thing is dying here. I have to have 3 different devices plugged in. But the other thing so Danny talked about, being jealous of people, and there is always going to be that fear of missing out. This is kind of a weird thing. Let's see if we go like this, and then does it says we're still live, right?
Yes.
Okay. My phone just says something different on it, or it says something weird. So there was a couple comments. The thing I was going to finish up with Allison was that's another thing that happens is we do bring our own food, and it does kind of single us out a little bit, or sometimes people might ask, what is that? But I feel like the second you tell somebody that you're eating something that's vegan, immediately they're like, right, yeah, they just lose interest. They're like, okay, never mind, I'm not interested in what you're having, because that's obviously not any better than what I'm having. Which, in my opinion, is not the case. Let's see. This is hard for me to read from over there now.
I can read it for you.
Yeah, Allie, if you want to read them here, you just unplugged it again.
I know.
Not again.
Hold it maybe 180 degrees. Will it flip over the other way?
Yes. I
Okay.
think it will.
We need a longer iPhone charging cord.
Longer cable.
So let's see. Queen here said in February they had a 130-pound weight loss in a 12-step program.
I food prepped like.
You got to talk really loud.
I food prepped like clockwork, and then I saw a mouse in my kitchen. I freaked out knowing I food prepped weekly for 10 hours every Saturday.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Carrie here asked, Queen, did you burn it down after you saw the mouse? And then, yeah, we live in the country here, so we
Got a
get
lot of mice.
all kinds of little mice and things like that that like to share our house with us, but it's our house.
The frog in here the other day.
There was a frog in this room the other day, yes.
It was like over by the door.
Queen here says that they can relate to life getting in the way. They gained 100 pounds in 5 months. Oh my God, I did that so many times in the past where I lost that weight. You know, like you said, you lost 120 pounds and then you just gain it back so quick, you know, and you feel like you just lose control of it so fast and it just happens. But I think it's so much like undersleeping. It's that under eating is, you know, like I've had people ask me like the night, like tonight, it's already 9 p.m. Or 10 p.m. here. And I could just go to bed and not eat this food. But to me, that is like me staying up until 2 in the morning and then getting up at 7 is that it probably would be fine for tomorrow. It's not going to make a difference if I only get 5 hours of sleep. But if I do that every day, week after week, eventually my body's going to catch up. And my body's going to say, hey, we need food. And it's going to give in to those cravings. And it's going to use those life events as an excuse to give into those cravings. It's going to use any advantage it can get. Your mind is going to use any advantage it can get to get you to start eating food again because your body's just craving volume. It's craving more food. You just have to change the buffet that you're going to. So,
We got some more comments, I think.
yeah.
Queen said that she heard a saying and life in one hand and food in the other don't make them clap.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem is that sometimes, yeah, that it's hard not to have them clap. But yeah, you can't let your life dictate your food choices. You can't let it push you to make those poor choices. And if you're craving food, eat. Just don't eat that food that you're craving. You know, it's the saying that you've heard in the past is that if you're truly hungry, you'd eat what's ever in front of you. If you're not willing to eat a bowl of carrots, then you're not truly hungry. Well, if you're hungry, then find that bowl of carrots that you're willing to eat. Maybe it's not carrots. Maybe it's brown rice, curry like this, or
The healthier
you know,
version of whatever
right? Yeah,
you want to eat.
yes. Find the healthier version of whatever you're craving. And there's so many times where I eat something, and it sparks a memory of some food that is completely different than what I'm eating, but it just has those tastes to it, and some of it are just similar spices and things like that. So, any other comments?
I think I've seen one.
Matthew says Queen, proud of you.
That's awesome. And then thanks. Yes.
And then Queen says, thank you guys.
Yes. And if these guys can eat a vegan diet, they get a little bit more of the junk food and the processed foods. But they've changed their diet and they've made the adjustments, and they don't you don't sit there and crave chicken nuggets, like
Only the vegan kind.
the vegan chicken nuggets, right? Yes, but there's no food from the past that they really might crave. Maybe bacon. I don't even know if you guys. The other thing, right? That's the other thing is that
The only bacon I know what it tastes like is that thing that Mom brought me at camp. What's that restaurant that's near your thing?
Oh yes, there's a restaurant near us called Healthy Harvest that's by our office, and they are a vegan restaurant that has some very delicious food.
There's like a bacon and breakfast thing. It's vegan.
It's
really
so good.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe Mom knows what the menu item was, but it had a vegan bacon on it. Well, she'll write it in chat if she's listening. But yeah, that's the other thing too, is that they are gonna, especially their younger siblings, really don't have any idea what some of these foods that they're not eating taste like. And
I don't think they've ever had steak or anything. So,
well, they probably did have
something like that.
hamburger. I don't know if we ever would have given them steak when they were 4 years old.
I've never had steak.
But you don't think you've ever had steak?
No, I don't think I've ever had steak.
Yeah.
I've never had steak in my life. No.
Yeah, you're not missing anything. I mean, it's
Well,
really no different than if I just took I don't know. You don't really have much on you here, but there's probably some meat, maybe around your leg or your rump. That's where.
Yes.
That's all you'd be eating. It's just that off a cow.
My mom says its food tastes too much like chicken. Some of our kids will not eat them. How funny. And
Oh yeah. Okay. So she said if food tastes like chicken or it tastes too much like real food,
It's just
sometimes
too realistic.
they just
Some of the chicken's just too realistic. I
right.
don't like it.
Mom,
Yeah.
I get
I
concerned.
only like one brand of vegan chicken nuggets because all the rest taste too much like meat.
It's not the
Okay.
taste.
I don't like them.
It's not the taste. It's like the
It's
texture.
the texture.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
texture of them.
Stringy,
Yeah.
kinda.
Yeah, they're trying to mimic that texture so
don't like
people
it.
will try it. Yeah, that's
It's like
that's
the
funny.
unreal.
And
Or
then,
the one we
uh,
like. I'm not sure.
Queen says vegan chicken nuggets taste just like the fast food ones. I don't think Mickey D's nuggets are real chicken. LOL, all soy.
Right. Yes, a lot of the. So Queen had said that a lot of the vegan nuggets taste like regular chicken nuggets.
They're pretty small.
And it is probably because, like she said, the McDonald's chicken nuggets probably have very little actual
Actual.
to in
So
them.
they can mass produce them.
Right. There's probably lots of fillers
They
like
can
soy
fast
and things like that, because they want them to, go to as many people as possible too. Like if they can give you half as much chicken in the chicken nugget and people not notice, they're gonna do that because it's cheaper for them to use the soy alternative. And if it's not going to affect the number of people that are buying the chicken nuggets, then they're going to just do the cheapest thing that they can do that's going to get them the most customers. Let's
You
see.
just said we're smart.
They're not that smart. They are not.
Dad.
What?
Allie, let's think about it though. Like, put it into perspective.
Huh?
Like, we're not that smart.
You're right. Yeah, you guys are not that smart. You're smart. You're smart enough to know that this is not a bad way to eat. I suppose you don't fight us on it. You could fight us on it, but then you just have nothing to eat because we don't have any animal products in our house at all.
Really good.
And so, let's see. I guess Danny, you had an issue. So
What was my issue? I had a lot
um,
of issues.
2 years ago, we sent Danny off to scout camp,
Oh, yeah, that one.
and we let them know that he ate a vegan diet. We sent him with a little bit of food, but
Well, they said they would provide a ton of vegan food for him.
Yeah, I got
Right.
vegetables floating in salt water.
right, and so that's something where
It wasn't very
it's
good.
like I said at the beginning of the stream, make staying on your diet easier than the alternative. And we made staying on Danny's diet very difficult, inadvertently. You know, we thought we did what we needed to do. And there was a couple times where I think that they had like a vegetarian option.
It was mac and
That-
cheese one day, and they said it was vegan.
Right.
And I don't think it was.
Right, and so he doesn't know if it was vegan or not. But then there's also that question around, you know, when somebody else prepares your food, how vegan is it? You know, if or how, you know, like, can you control whether or not they use butter instead of or whether they use margarine?
What's the difference between being vegetarian and vegan? That's a big question.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't understand the difference between
But
vegan and vegetarian.
I feel like if you run a camp, you should know the difference.
Right. I guess if you're working the cafeteria, then maybe you
I
might
don't
be
think
a
there's
little
lot of
bit
vegan
more
people,
knowledgeable of it. But this year was different because this year we had that experience. They still said that they would provide food for him, but we didn't want him to be put in that position to be, you know, it's a long week for him to be out in the sun and in the outdoors and on a canoe and to be exposed to you know, not having enough food and under eating. And I think that also people get this misconception that, oh, you're a vegan, that means you're a health nut, so that means you must only eat lettuce and that's it, and you probably don't eat very much food. They have this misconception. They don't understand that just because you're vegan, it doesn't mean you eat less food. You eat just as much food as anybody else. And so
It's a big thing.
There-
Everyone thinks that if you're vegan, you only eat salads and
Yeah.
tomatoes.
When I go over to my friend's house, sometimes their parents are like, "Oh, you're vegan? Do you want a salad?" And I'm like, "Sure," because I like salads. But
right,
it's not the only thing I eat.
right. And
It's the only thing they have that you can eat, though.
right, sometimes,
Maybe, yeah,
sometimes it's the only thing they have that you can eat. Or we were talking about your camp and just making it easier on, you know, us. And but even when you did have that stress, you did do your best to stay on your diet or stay compliant. You
I
know,
always
at
do my
any
best.
point you could have said, I guess I'm just gonna eat, you know, this other food.
I'm just gonna take the slabs of meat they serve.
Right.
Even I had way better food than even the other people had. Like,
Right.
food there isn't that great.
Well, so yeah, this
It's
year,
camp food.
this
But the hash
year
browns are really good.
we took,
And the potatoes.
we sent him with a few items. They said that they would put him in their walk-in cooler, their walk-in freezer,
A few items.
and
A few,
so
meaning like 3 bags.
was it that much stuff?
It was
Yeah.
a ton of
It was
stuff.
like 2.5 bags full of.
Carrie was very concerned about her son, her poor little baby, who suffered all last year without any food. Wanted to make sure that he had plenty of food this year.
I don't want to do
And you had somebody was telling me that on the last day you had a buffet for everybody else that was like you were feeding all the vegan food to everybody else at your table,
Yeah, they loved it.
and they loved it.
Yes.
You're right, because they'd been eating camp food for the last.
I had like a whole bar of chocolate that was supposed to be for s'mores, but we never made s'mores.
Okay.
So I ate as much as I could, but I was completely stuffed. So I
Right.
kind of just
Um,
gave that to them.
Yeah.
my mom just said this year we sent a ton of food with him to camp.
Too
Yes.
much food.
And
Ton of food. So you're gonna we'll send less next
No,
year.
no, no,
then.
no, no. I
We'll
want
make sure that we pare it down
more.
some. You know, we don't. I don't want to feed the whole camp. Like,
I didn't feed the whole camp. I feel like 3 people.
unless we can get the
Piece of
whole
chocolate.
camp. You think we get the whole camp to go vegan?
But then they would just serve cheesy mac and cheese.
That's true. That's true. They would just serve the ultra vegan mac and cheese.
Right.
And Queen said, I tried keto. Too much meat and processed sugar. Free crap.
Right.
I feel
Yeah.
like keto isn't that good.
Yeah. The keto thing. I tried that so many times.
You
I
love
mean,
watching people who
it's-
have the wrong diet.
Right, as I do think that that so many people do what I started talking about in this video is that they say, okay, I'm gonna do keto. Let me push life away. Okay, kids, I don't care. I'm not doing that tonight. I'm going to the gym. I don't care. I can't let that get in my way. I'm eating this food. I'm doing this program. And I killed him. He's dead. And it works for a week or so, you know, like, okay, I'm able to avoid eating sugar and fruits and vegetables, and I'm eating bacon and steak. Bacon! and it's unsustainable. You have to eat so little food, you know, and they say, oh, I'm satisfied, I'm satiated. Well, you know, you're not satisfied. You're sick of it. You're sick. Your body is like, I don't want to eat more than a half pound of ground beef. I don't want to eat more than this, you know, a handful of bacon. But when in reality, your body's also thinking, I need more volume. I don't want bacon, but I want something. And so then it sends that signal to your body that says, hey, we need to eat. And then your brain goes, oh, we need to eat. Let's get more bacon. Oh, but I can't stand the bacon. So I guess I'm just not going to eat. And then, yeah, the other part of that, the processed crap. That's processed foods. The companies will do anything to get your money. When they started seeing people stop spending money on their junk food that was full of sugar, they figured out how to put some, you know, artificial sweetener in it, so then they still got your money. But it's just processed junk food. Your body doesn't know how to digest processed food. It was never meant to digest processed foods. And so, yeah, getting them out of your diet's huge. And but yeah, going down that keto path, I feel like it's something that so many people have tried, and they come walking back down the path failing. And I'm the same. I did it. I tried it. You know, I can't say that I ever had like a specific, like, I was keto for 4 weeks and I lost 50 pounds. I don't know. I was keto for 4 days many times, and lost probably negative 200 pounds because I tried that type of dieting or that way of eating. And it's amazing. This way of eating's been there this whole time, and I just never knew about it, and I'm so happy I figured it out.
Queen said, I avoid people, places, and things dieting.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, that's what the problem is that that's the only way you're able to stay on those diets is because you're avoiding people, places, and things. And you have to find a diet where you can interact with people, places, and things and still be on your diet. And it's figuring out how to have a full stomach, about having food before you go. I'm a big fan of having food in your future. Having some sort of, hey, I have a meal in the Instapot at home. I have potatoes in my car. I know I'm going to have a big meal when I get home. You know, just...
So yeah, like knowing you have food soon.
Yeah, just that way you don't...
Reassurance, I guess.
Yeah, it's a reassurance for that. Absolutely.
Queen asked, when you first started, were you scared you were eating too much of the whole foods?
Yes, absolutely. So when I first started my diet, there's a couple items that I think are great things to help with that volume part of the diet. And I don't eat it anymore, but I used to eat a lot of low sodium Ezekiel bread with
Oh yeah,
with
a lot of these.
Crazy Richard's nut butter.
A lot. Like
And
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
right, I would have a few slices throughout the day. Yes.
A lot.
But I always worried that by eating all this Ezekiel bread and nut butter that I was going to gain weight. Or a couple times I had happen was I would eat brown rice pasta. Carrie would make a homemade tomato sauce, and I would just eat just a huge bowl, like filled up to the top of this bowl of brown rice pasta. And I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so fat tomorrow. This is going to be horrible. I'd get on the scale and it would go down. It would be the same because my digestive system is full. And when I add that big bowl of brown rice pasta, that just pushes other food out. And so it is something that I always have a full digestive system. And it doesn't matter how much of some of these foods I eat because it's just going to get pushed out by my next meal. And eventually I had to just get over it because I would eat this big bowl of food, I'd get on the scale, and I'd be down a pound. And I would just be like, this is crazy. This isn't supposed to work that way.
You like just as much as you used to, almost. But
Yeah.
with what you eat now, and then you wouldn't gain as much weight as you probably would.
Yeah, because the food's harder for my body to absorb. When I was eating like the breads and things like that, like the real fluffy breads you guys have,
Oh.
that artisanal bread or whatever, that is super absorbable by your body. Like when that touches your stomach walls, your body's like, okay, I can suck that in because there's no skin to it, there's no shell to it. But when I eat brown rice pasta, this brown rice has a shell on it, and so if I don't chew it up really well, then
The walls are like a bump.
right. So the walls, if I don't chew it up real well, I'm not going to be able to digest it as well. Was there a new comment?
Yeah.
There are a few.
Jay says in an online Facebook no sugar support group, and 99% of the people quit sugar and flour and go keto. It's so sad.
Yeah, they're on a no sugar support group, and but it's all based on that keto, the processed food, like, and I used to be scared of sugar, like everybody else was scared of sugar. I drank so many diet sodas. I would drink like a 6-pack of 20-ounce diet Pepsis a day.
You would drink a lot of Mountain Dew. Like
And
there
It
was
was
Mountain
mostly
Dew
Pepsi.
everywhere.
It was
was
mostly Pepsi.
Diet.
It was mostly
It was all
Mountain Dew.
diet though.
Oh yeah, it was diet.
Diet Mountain Dew and Diet Pepsi because I
It's
didn't
even
want
worse.
the sugar, and now it's so much worse. Like all that chemical processing, everything that they do
You
to
don't let
make
us
that
have
food.
the diet stuff. We
I
have.
No, I will not let them drink diet sodas. If they're gonna have a soda,
They want
they
you want
can-
it to be normal.
they can drink a regular soda.
I
Because
chemicals.
it's so awful, and I had myself just
I
brainwashed.
remember me. You used to leave like this much in the soda, and I would just like drink all the soda cans because I wanted them to be empty, and I wanted some
okay.
soda.
Right, yeah.
Remember the first time I had Pepsi?
You said you remember the first time you had Pepsi?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've only had it like twice.
like
I
a
don't
regular
like-
Pepsi?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't like Pepsi that much.
No, Pepsi's not near as popular as Coca-Cola is,
Mountain
as
Dew
far as the
is better.
regular. Yeah, or Mountain Dew.
But
you-
A&W's gotta be my favorite.
Danny doesn't drink a lot other than water. That would
He never
be
has.
95% of his diet or his liquid consumption
Unless
is water.
there's root beer.
Unless there's root beer. He has the same problem his father has.
There's root beer I want.
Yes. The support group, it's, and the no sugar. The other thing I was going to say is, so Allison has had issues with going to bed sometimes, and they probably need to go to bed here soon. But
No, I would
one of the things that she had done, there was a period of time where there was a couple nights in a row where she was just having a hard time going to bed. And I started recommending that she try eating fruit and eat apples and bananas and oranges before bed.
specifically oranges.
Right, because
a lot of oranges.
they're high in water and they're going to be real sweet, so there's going to be a decent amount of sugar in them. And I believe that helps bring down your cortisol level and just being satisfied. I think that part of maybe not being able to go to sleep at night might be that you didn't eat enough during the day. And so just giving your body that satisfaction of sugar calms the body down, allows you to relax and go to sleep. And have you noticed an improvement doing that?
Definitely. But also something that I've had an improvement is every day, like before we went vegan, every day in the morning my stomach used to hurt like painfully, like bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say after dinner every night you would always go to your room because your stomach would hurt.
And every morning.
Yeah.
And then when we became vegan, it like
Kinda
got
sucked.
better. And now it doesn't hurt anymore very much in the morning.
Lots of new comments.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of getting rid of a lot of processed foods that we had and doing something eating more natural whole foods makes a huge difference.
Monique says that one Brazil nut a day helps with sleep.
Monique said one Brazil nut a day helps with
What's
sleep.
a Brazil nut?
That would be great if we still had our Brazil nuts.
What's a Brazil nut?
A Brazil nut is a larger kind of nut. It almost looks like, what's funny is they almost look like
Walnut?
no, no.
I'm just guessing that's
They're like just this weird shape. I guess I was gonna say they almost look like an orange peel, or an orange slice. Like they're almost shaped like that. They kind of come to a point on the end, and they kind of have a hump over the back of them. We had a huge bag of Brazil nuts here that somebody gave away to my mother-in-law.
Mom just said I just finished our bag of Brazil nuts
Oh, wait,
last week.
Carrie finished them. I thought you gave them to your mother-in-law.
Mom just said something. What?
Oh, she didn't give them away. She had them stashed hidden away.
She hides
But
them.
she just finished the Brazil nuts last week. But yeah, we went to Costco and you can get a huge bag of Brazil
We
nuts at
haven't had a
Costco.
Costco membership for a while.
We use Grandma's.
No,
We
they lasted that long. The reason I bought them, I think, was because I had listened to one of Dr. Greger's books, How Not to Diet, probably.
I thought we
And
wanted to die.
well, he had two books. He had one that was How Not to Die and How Not to Diet. I imagine it was probably How Not to Diet, where he talked about the benefits of having one Brazil nut a month because of the selenium in it. I'm gonna say that is.
That's odd. It's not odd. I don't know.
That's gonna be my guess. I think it was because of the selenium. If that's right, I don't know.
Carrie's mom said, but I did just finish the last one. We had that bag for probably 2 years.
Yes, we had
That's
that
a
bag
long
for
time.
probably
I thought
2
Brazil
years.
nuts.
We did have it for a very long time. But if you have any more issues with sleeping, maybe we can resort to the Brazil nut strategy and see if that helps with your resting or going to sleep.
Apparently, Mom
The
slept like a
temperature
baby.
dropped in here dramatically.
It's cold.
Oh my gosh, it is so much nicer in here. I should have started this stream at 10:30 at night instead of starting it at 9 o'clock at night.
Mom says she slept like a baby after having those.
Oh, she said she slept like a baby after having
She
the
said,
Brazil
no
nuts.
wonder I slept like a baby.
Oh, no wonder she slept like a baby. There you go.
No.
There you go. The benefits of Brazil nuts. Brought to you by a couple of nuts. Da-da, da-da. Gosh, we've been on here for like an hour and a half.
Oh wow. I bet everyone who's watching us has stopped watching us by now. What do you think?
There's a couple people I think watching
Right.
us, but then we're also watching us too. So
That's true.
one of those people watching us is us.
So there's only 9 people watching
Wow.
us.
That's actually a lot of people for it to be this late.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super late, and maybe they'll catch it on the replay, and
A lot of people probably will. I wonder
they'll have
why
something
they
to
doing
say.
it so late.
But is there anything else you guys need to say, have to say, want to say?
No.
I feel like being vegan, even if I'm not vegan this is what mom and dad say a lot. Even if I'm not vegan when I'm older, if I have health problems, at least I'm not scared of being vegan.
Like you know what to do.
Right, or you know that there's an option out there. There's a
It
healthy,
helps pretty much
there's
everything.
there's a path to healthfulness that you've been shown or that you've seen, and
And then you'll also be healthier when you grow up if you are healthy as a kid.
generally, if you're
Kinda.
healthy as a kid, you do grow up to be healthier. I'm sure that that's probably something that Dr. Greger would have a statistic on or a study on. It's just a great blueprint, and you're not afraid of these foods either, which is going to be great. You know, there's so many things that I avoided because they had some of these ingredients in them. You know, I didn't eat rice at all before I started this diet. But things like chickpeas and red lentils, I would have just said, no, I'll be okay. You know, I think
God, you used to hate rice. I had rice like once before we became vegan. He despised it.
yes, I didn't, I just didn't enjoy it.
No,
It
we had
wasn't
a wing
something,
one once.
you guys probably had it more because your mom didn't mind having rice.
We had
but,
like that's changed stuff a lot.
but I didn't like rice. You guys probably did instant rice.
Yeah, we did like siege of change and that stuff.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Trying to think if there was a period of time where I did eat rice before, but during a diet, I'm trying to think of. Felt like maybe I did, but it would never would
I
have been
don't
a lot.
remember a time where you ate rice. I think like since we became
Mom
vegan, that's like one of the only times
Mom
we've
challenged
ever
him
ate
to eat rice one time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. It's quite possible. I mean, I would go to a Chinese restaurant and they would say, "What kind of rice do you want?" And I would say, "I would like the lo mein noodles." Or
Sounds
if
good.
we would go to a Mexican restaurant, I would say, "I'll just take all beans. I don't need any rice." And now it's a huge part
Oh
of
wow,
my
it's a big
diet.
bug on my
It's
leg.
a
Um,
June bug.
And so that's not a June bug. I don't know what
That's
it
like a
is.
firefly or something.
Oh yeah, it's a lightning bug.
Yay.
You don't do naming him.
Jay just said, just love the kids. They're amazing and super smart. Thank you.
You
I don't know
guys
why
are
everyone
getting it.
thinks we're so smart.
You guys are getting it all wrong. They have you fooled. They get the wool pulled over your eyes.
Why is it frozen?
It's frozen on here.
Right, yeah. It still says that we're live up there. You might have to hit the live button on that or the refresh button on it. Yes, everybody's probably been watching you play with this coin in the background for the last 5 minutes.
I
Like,
love my coin.
somebody take the coin away from the kid.
No, it's been like
Just stop it with the coin.
it's been like the whole stream. He just dropped it for a period of time and got it again.
My
All right.
coin.
Anyways, so
It's like a 2010 penny or something.
yeah, it probably is. So
Well, and that penny's older than me.
yeah, it's so valuable. So yes, you feel like you have a blueprint or you have a way
Yeah.
to eat healthy, and you've seen what I've been able to do, going from 520 pounds down to 260, eventually down to 220, and probably eventually under the 200s.
You've gotten halfway, right?
No, I'm
half your weight.
the weight.
Yeah, half the weight.
Right, I've been halfway for a long time.
Yeah, I meant half
yes.
the weight. How
Um,
close are you to your goal?
40 pounds.
Oh, and how
So-
long do you got? Like,
Well, to do it within 3 years, it
you
would
got,
just
like, a couple more
be
months.
120 days, but I have the rest of my life to get to my goal weight. So,
And then you'll probably continue being vegan
yeah, I
for
don't
your
have,
whole life.
I don't
he
have
doesn't have plans to change everything.
any intention of changing at this point.
I have a question, Dad.
Sure.
Do you think you're gonna keep doing your stream after the 3 years?
You know, I don't know. I think that at this point, I plan to continue to stream until I reach that weight loss goal. So if that past the 3 years, then it'll go past the 3 years. I like doing the streaming. I like interacting with people.
I think it's fun.
I love having people get on here and tell me, you know, how they're succeeding.
People will be vegan if you keep doing it.
It's huge as far as accountability. It keeps me eating this way, and it keeps me from doing too much straying away from the diet. So I'll still continue to do some form of streaming, keeping, you know, and I like doing it. It does make it tough, that life getting in the way kind of thing. That for me to stream every day, I do have to kind of say, okay, between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m.
This is definitely before,
what I'm
between
doing.
those times. Very much so.
But then, you know, yes, tonight I had to
And they've been
kind
fun.
of let life get in the way. I had guys that were out doing a big job.
What were they doing?
There's a chance I probably could have streamed at my normal time and not been interrupted, but
We
I didn't want to
interrupted
deal
him.
with that. I had to deal with
Yeah.
work.
It was
and
us
doing
who
things.
interrupted him.
We
Yes,
had a blue
you
sticker.
guys always interrupt me. So,
Yeah. Interrupting.
Jay says we have to get Jonathan weight unstalled, and Monique says.
I guess I don't really feel like my weight's stalled. If I go back a month ago, I'm pretty sure I'm lighter than I am today. But
iPad died.
The iPad
the
just died.
iPad, because you don't have it plugged into the wall.
Oh, yes it is.
Oh, it just didn't
It
catch up.
is. It just doesn't.
All right,
We're
well,
probably getting off soon.
don't hit the buttons on here. Well, I still need to see the chat. Maybe you go check it real quick.
My iPad's probably like
I know
2%.
another comment. Monique said, I love your stream. It keeps me accountable too.
Right, and then I think Matthew said he agreed with Monique. Yes, I saw those two comments. Yes.
This one's at 3%. We're at 3%.
All right. So, well, you know what? You could probably use this charger for that.
Yeah.
Oh no! All right. I'm just dragging the stream on at this point, I guess.
Patty. No, it's not me.
No, it's right here.
Oh, is this the one that's live?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plug that in there. You gotta turn the volume down though, and then I guess we'll just put it up on the table here, like that one was
Doesn't
before.
want to hear
Put it
double.
on mute. That's probably smart.
So let's see if
We got some
we
Kiwi Fox post.
see
They're
here.
gonna come back. Woohoo.
Monique said that she loved watching the streams. It helps keeps her accountable. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's huge having that accountability platform, or it makes a big difference having that accountability platform that I have here. And don't steal my food.
Yeah,
Put the
Ellie.
food back.
Not nice.
Holy cow! I'd starve to death if you ate my food.
Not exactly. I think we got a little bit more food. I gotta catch this penny. It's penny. You won't let me catch it.
They may be smart, but you can't catch a penny. I think he's just doing it on purpose at this point.
Probably.
Yes, accountability is huge. And
One in
Monique
my
says
case,
that your
laying in my
glucose
pocket.
numbers are finally trending down. That is awesome that you're seeing them trend down. It takes time for these things to get in the natural, where they're supposed to be. But just watching them go and get them there, the progress is huge.
What are you doing?
Nobody could even see you doing gymnastics
I
down here.
know.
My penny laying in my
Yes.
pocket over
Yeah, you bet. Jay here says maybe Jonathan's 255 with no clothes on. Do you weigh yourself with shoes on? No, I don't have shoes on, but I do have my clothing on when I get on the scale. And I did, so I had 2 weigh-ins today. And my first weigh-in was much better than the second weigh-in. But the audio from the first weigh-in was
Way
You
worse
ready?
than the
was
second.
jacked up, and so I was so excited about the number I saw on the scale that I just posted the video, and
Your audio was bad.
the audio ended up being bad, and I had already kind of eaten some things or had some food, so my weigh-in video was not the lightest that I was today, I guess. And I'm happy that it's down. We had that travel weekend. I was up a couple pounds after doing that traveling, and then with this holiday weekend, I was pretty
Mom
much
always
the
tells you
same
to
weight.
ditch your underwear.
So, Carrie says, yeah, I need to ditch my underwear, and then I'll come in a little bit later.
Chef AJ doesn't.
And so, Jay says that Chef AJ doesn't wear underwear. LOL. I think she said that once when she's hopping on the scale. I imagine that's what you mean. Yeah.
Hopefully.
I can catch a quarter,
Yes.
Danny.
Yeah. Okay. These kids are acrobat. You did an amazing job catching that quarter.
Quarter.
And so, yes. I don't worry about it too much. I don't worry about the clothes that I'm wearing. I mean, technically, the clothing that I have on right now is probably, when I get on the scale, is probably 2 pounds lighter than the clothing I wore on my first weigh-in. Because the first weigh-in, I was wearing that gray shirt with the black pants that I used to wear. That it was a 6XL t-shirt and 4XL pants, and they were very heavy.
Popcorn popping. I think that means
and
the
so,
rain. The rain comes.
Yes, if it sounds like popcorn popping, it is the rain on the rooftop that's doing that. AJ Vintage checking in saying hi, John and Carrie. Hi, AJ. Hope you're doing wonderful. Just chilling with the kids on this super late night stream. If you have any questions you want to ask me or the kids, feel free to ask them.
Fix it.
Well, you have this whole kit that you have.
It's actually Brinley's kit.
Right.
Actually,
It's
this
the
one's
neighbor
mine.
kids
I got my
kit.
own.
Oh, okay. We got our own. I got my own bracelet here too. Yes, it matches my wrist, my watch band. And it keeps breaking.
I got one.
So, let's see. I don't have
5XL.
Matt here's
Never
yeah.
again.
Yeah, Matt says 5XL, been there, done that, never again. Absolutely. I just finally got rid of a bunch of it. We had,
Cleaned up the basement.
we had our storage room that we had a bunch of old clothing in that finally went through and got rid of. Well, yeah, some stuff from when Danny was an infant.
Same with me, but you didn't get rid of it.
Right.
There's a picture in the hallway of me, and they found the dress I was in.
Oh, okay.
That was way cooler than me.
Yes, I'm
Yes,
sure.
I am.
But yeah, so I got rid of some of that stuff. I do have some more in our room that I have to filter through and get rid of. There's a few items that I want to keep, so I have like that look, I can hold up this big shirt and just be like, this is what I used to look like, or the pants, and yeah, it's just great getting rid of it. And then there's also, grab me this shirt here. I think this is great here too. So this is a hoodie that Allie's going to be my assistant here, is going, you have to untuck the sleeve because the sleeves are tucked in both sides. So this shirt here, if you go back and watch my first live streams, there's a photo of me in the background where I'm wearing this hoodie. And that photo is from when I was at my lightest weight ever, prior to this diet. And so what weight was that? It was like 290 to 285 pounds. And so I had gone from 415 or 410 pounds down to 285. So it was like 130-ish pounds, 120 pounds is what I lost. And this was one of the shirts that I wore. It's not really even particularly my style or anything.
Can you fit it now?
But yeah, absolutely. And so
I feel like you've worn it recently.
Right. And so what my dilemma is with it, since he asked me to put it on, now I guess since it's so cold in here now, it might be comfortable.
True.
But this is a 3XL, and it's big. Like in that photo from then, it
fit well.
It was kind of tight, even, And so my dilemma with this is like, this isn't gonna fit me in 6 months when I need it again, and so I don't know whether or not I keep this, because this was a goal. This was my goal sweatshirt. This was like, I can't wait till I can wear this again. I have a goal shirt. I have a button-up shirt.
You can keep you hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
Is it a double XL, the goal shirt?
I think both of them were 3XL shirts. I'm pretty sure this is a 3XL.
That was one of your goal shirts, you said?
So you'd fit
but
both
these
of
are
them.
These are shirts that I had from, when I had succeeded in the past, when I thought I had figured it out in the past, that I had held on to, that now, this is a 3XL, that now they're too, it's going to be too big. It's not going to be, you want to close that door? You want to get that window? Yeah, all that work I just did.
Don't want any more frogs coming in the house.
Carrie's asking if you got rid of all your old clothes, Matt. You just gotta pull it.
Oh, I thought I had to pull something.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything special with that. But yeah. I think it's time for you guys to say goodnight, though.
Okay.
Yep. I think.
Bye.
So yes. Thanks for joining us tonight. I appreciate you guys participating in our diet or trying to eat this way with us. Even though we made a mistake. If you have kids and you're trying to get them to eat this way, first off, try to do it before they're born so that they only know how to eat this way. The second thing is just don't have any processed junk food in the house. And then they'll be forced.
No chips.
No chips. No
We don't have any
pretzels.
chips anyway, Allie.
You know why we don't have any chips?
Because you eat them all.
Because you guys eat them all. I tried to implement a bowl policy where you had to put chips in a bowl.
I've been doing that.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I got so many bowls in my room.
Well,
Don't tell Mom though.
well, you just told Mom.
Oh yeah.
She's gonna be yelling like.
Don't listen to that. It didn't happen.
So
Wasn't me.
that'll be what
It was
you have to
Ellie.
do before you go to bed.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So.
It's only 2.
All right. All right, so you guys off to bed. I'm gonna finish up the stream here, see if there's any other comments or chats. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I hope that you had fun. And you'll never do it again. You are horrible.
No.
Oh my. All right. I'll
Oh, Jasmine.
go to bed.
Good night, Dad. Love you.
Jasmine, you gonna come in here and say hi?
Go on, Jasmine.
Huh?
We got everyone coming.
Huh?
Up on the
My other
couch.
kid that's still awake, Jasmine. Jasmine, you wanna say hi? Come here. Huh? Up. Oh, look at that. You're gonna get behind me? There you go. There's Jasmine. So, this is my other kid that's also a vegan. Jasmine eats a plant-based diet. But I suppose that's a whole nother stream for another night. So, we'll have to get some interview questions for you, Jasmine, when we ask you about eating your plant-based dog food. But I do appreciate you guys so much checking out my live streams. I talked a little bit about it. It really does help hold me accountable. It keeps me dedicated and focused on this diet, this way of eating. I'm so thankful that I discovered eating a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet. It's something that I never would have imagined that this is the way that I would be eating. When I started this diet 977 days ago. But it's just been amazing. The difference it makes eating this way just makes me feel good. And that's the biggest thing, is being satisfied and being happy with the diet. And I'm very excited about the next couple weeks and the next couple months. We have a lot going on with work. It's going to be busy, but I'm going to stay compliant on the diet, and we're going to make it through. So anyways, thank you guys so much. I am going to figure out which button I have to hit to end this stream, and we will talk to you on the next video. I should be live tomorrow, so I will talk to you guys later.